Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of Burn, Nick, and with me today is Mike Brinker. How you doing, Mike?
Good afternoon, Nick. I'm doing just great today.
We've got Tom, producer Tom here.
Our live studio audience
member again.
For
those of
you
on the YouTube, you've seen Tom hand a few times already this episode as he's doing a countdown. Tom's had, he's got another Maker's Mark coming out. Now see, you got one coming out here, so there you go. I was going to say, you got to come say hi. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
We're coming to you live from Top Shooters. And, that was the lovely Taylor coming out to say hi to us. And, we're having a good day here at Top Shooters. Oh, shit. You know what? That wasn't even on the camera either. Nobody else saw that but me. Anyway,
why do you guys keep going to Top Shooters?
I swear this is just fucking getting crazy here. Anyway, so Mike, today it's as we're entering into Pulpit Fest week, I figured that we would take this opportunity to have this be Sponsor Appreciation Day.
Yes,
and obviously, we have sponsors of the show, but specifically, we have Villiger and Aladino in terms of cigar manufacturers, and so today we're gonna be smoking, a little bit of both. We're gonna start out with the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua, and the description of that cigar is that it has an Ecuadorian Sumatra seed wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler made up of Nicaraguan and USA Pennsylvania tobacco. And then we are gonna follow that up. We may not get through both of them this episode, but we'll
get it cut and lit.
We'll get it cut and lit. We've done this before, but we've got the Aladino Corojo Reserva for the second cigar here. So we're hitting the Aladinos and we're hitting the Villigers. It's a good time.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get this guy cut because I want to get a cigar going. So the official cut is brought to you by Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And guys, it's what? This comes out on Tuesday. You got about a week and a half, not quite 2 weeks, about 10 days or so before the big party at Dan's place over there in Crestwood. He's got cigar rollers on hand. He's going to have live music. He's going to have food. Weather should be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, end of September and in St. Louis. I mean, maybe slight chance of rain. I don't know. I haven't looked ahead at the forecast.
I haven't looked at the.
And to be honest, it's so far ahead. It'll change.
Who trusts it? Yeah,
exactly. But it doesn't matter because he's got that 1,500 square foot covered patio out front there, so you can bring your lawn chairs and you can sit out front, have cigars, enjoy the day. It'll be a wonderful time. You're going to want to make sure you swing by if you're in the St. Louis area, and if you're not in the St. Louis area, you
can give him a call.
You can give him a call. Thank you, appreciate it. Somebody was calling me. That's why I was thrown off there. You can give him a call. He does mail order. You can get cigars shipped to you wherever you're at. And, you can still support a brick and mortar shop. But that's Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. So, Mike, how have you been?
I have been great. How about yourself?
Can't complain. It's been a busy week. I won't lie. So, I've been trying to get ahead on stuff with
Pulpit Fest and everything coming up.
Yeah, it's just it's a busy end of the month here for me, and so I've been trying to get ahead. So I appreciate you taking time out to come and do this today.
Always, I love doing this.
So,
especially when we're out here at Top Shooters on a beautiful day.
I would say, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's like maybe what 75
to 78, somewhere around there.
That.
Nice little breeze.
Oh, I'm sorry, 81 according to producer Tom.
Producer Tom over there in the corner.
Bringing the facts, bringing the information. Anyway, cold draw time on the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua. There's a sweetness to it. I don't know. Are you getting anything? Or I mean,
not
we did
really.
Eat. We did eat prior to this.
I'm getting grilled chicken club. That's what I'm getting.
Grilled chicken club. No, I feel like there's a little slight sweetness to it. It's good. I mean, I've had it. I've had this cigar before.
I have not had this cigar before.
I've had it as a Toro. This is the first time as a Robusto. And I'm looking forward to trying it as a Robusto because it was really good as a Toro. And I want to see what, if anything, the smaller size does for it. Now, guys, if you're coming to Pulpit Fest,
good news here.
There's going to be goodie bags. I'm not necessarily going to get into exactly what. You got to come and find out. But there's going to be goodie bags. And let me tell you, you're going to like the goodie bags. Mike knows what's in the goodie bags. And Mike?
I am looking forward to the goodie bags.
He's looking forward to the goodie bags. So you're going to want to come out and enjoy the goodie bags for no other reason than it's free stuff. So that'll be on Friday here at Top Shooters. And then sorry. Getting lit. That'll be on Friday here at Top Shooters. I just inhaled.
I was going to say, did you retrohale already, or was that something different?
I was lighting the end, and the smoke is coming at me.
Right, the wind just kind of changed a little bit.
And it just went right down my throat. That's what she said. Anyway, no.
Got to give a man a warning on that.
Fuck, that sucks. I was going to say, hey. We cheersing? We're cheersing. Okay. All right. Oh, no. I thought you were... Yeah, you have plenty over there. Producer Tom is double fisting the maker's mark at this point. The cackle. Anyway. Yeah, so no, that was awful. What was I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, Friday, Top Shooters. We're getting here by 4 and it'll go till close. They close at 1. We'll have goodie bags. It'll be a real casual time. And then Saturday is when we're going to do the little crawl around St. Louis, go to the different shops and that sort of thing. It'll be a good time. We'll kind of hang out and have a fun time with it. And, it'll be well worth it. Tom's taking pictures now. Anyway, so that's Pulpit Fest. So, at this point, I've talked about it plenty. If you know, you should know at this point if you're going to make it.
Right. It's getting so close. If you haven't made plans by now, you're probably not going to be making it.
I mean, you could crash in your car.
Well, there's a ton of
crash your car, but sleep in your car is my point.
There's always Nick's house.
No, I really don't want people crashing at my house.
Producer Tom, maybe he'll step out.
I would say Tom could offer up some space. He just lives right on the other side of the bridge from Top Shooters here.
Halfway between, a couple of the shops we're going to.
Yeah. I mean, he'll step up. I'm sure he's got a really nice place, Very nice. See? Exactly. It's huge. It's huge. Huge. Anyway. Oh, Lord.
I think we need to... An idea came to me the other day.
Okay.
You should come up with something special.
Oh, God.
For whoever has the longest distance traveled to Pulpit Fest.
We could do that. Although, theoretically, I think Luke and Joe are going to have that kind of locked up. They're coming from Canada.
Oh.
I mean, they're literally jumping a border to come and party with us. I kind of feel like that's a pretty big deal. Although then again, you know what? Someone coming from, if they come from California, that could be further. Because, I mean, Luke and Joe, they just live on the Canada line of
if you come from Miami, that's further.
Yeah. I mean, because Detroit to here, I don't know what that is, but, California's definitely
That's
further,
geography.
I know. I mean, I know where it's at. I just don't know,
it's north.
Distance-wise,
north.
Michigan. So Tim Allen talks about that a lot. Anyway. Yeah, there should be some fun stuff. In fact, I will have some, attendance prizes. Essentially what happened is I started cleaning out my place a little bit, and I found a metric fuck ton of Drew Estate swag.
Oh.
They send me stuff, and I have all this stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to do anything with it.
Right.
I mean, I have 2 Drew Estate backpacks.
Oh, those are nice.
I have I have all kinds of stuff, like literally all kinds of stuff. So I think I'm just going to pack all that up in a couple of boxes and bring it up and just be like, here you go. I don't want to bring any of this home.
I might have something neat, too, from a swag giveaway.
Perfect. We'll have swag giveaways between the Villiger goodie bags, the swag
really
giveaways. Oh, it's going to be a really goodie bag, yeah. I think the Top Shooters night's going to be pretty aces.
Off the hook.
It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. And then Saturday, we're hitting up Dan over at Riverman. And then from there...
And Miss Cindy.
I mean, let's be real. It's Miss Cindy. And then from there, we'll, kind of probably take a little bit of a casual break so people can go and do other things. Like I said, I keep mentioning it's like Teddy's going to go to the football game. Noah and his wife, I think, want to hit up the zoo. People have to, they're in St. Louis. They want to explore some area aside from just cigar shops.
Maybe a recovery nap.
That may be in order for some people. You never know. I'm debating if there's going to be another shop in between. I don't really want to cram in too many to where suddenly we're only having enough time for a cigar at each one,
Right.
But I want to end the evening at Lit in Chesterfield, where hopefully, I assume she is. I haven't actually checked with her yet. Hopefully Stephanie's working the bar at Lit, and we can go and hang out and party there.
Red Hot Box.
I think that would be an appropriate way to end Pulpit Fest.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's the tentative plan. But anyway, so early thoughts on the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua. I enjoy the cigar, so I know that I'm in for a treat. But you've never had it. So
I've never had this.
Early thoughts.
Early thoughts is a good solid medium.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly plus, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really getting any spice or pepper.
Do a retro hail, man.
I can't do a retro
That's
hail.
where it's at.
They will see the chicken club.
Oh, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A burn line is
coughing
awesome on it.
Coughing is one thing. Throwing up's a different thing. Yeah. We don't want to encourage that.
I'm going to have to start working on the retro hail.
You get so much more from a cigar.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I'm trying my best to do it more free. I have to remind myself when I'm smoking personally and not on the show to do it. It's a thing on the show, but it's something. It's a box I have to check. But personally, when I'm smoking, I always tend to forget.
Right.
And so I have to remind myself, because I had a cigar the other day. It was a blind cigar, so I didn't even know what it was. And it was through the retro hail that you got so much from it. Specifically, the second third of it. The second third of it was just kind of very smooth and mellow. But when you did the retro hail, the lavender came through just so prominently. And then with the final third, that kind of dissipated and it went to a different kind of aroma that I still to this moment can't quite identify. But it wasn't anything bad, but whatever. But the point is, you pick up so much just from the retro hail. So for those of you who don't retro hail, you should consider it. It's a good time.
That's something I really would like to work on, but I would have to probably do it in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah, what a bucket.
Box of Kleenexes. But
the fuck was that? I don't know what that was. Anyway,
live TV.
That's the thing. We're here at an active bar and restaurant. There's things happening. You never know. I don't know what that was.
People looking out what are these guys doing?
Oh, that happens all the time. Just wait. You haven't been here yet when one of the drunks eventually come over and they're like, "Are you guys on the radio?" That's always fun. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
There's one episode that I cut 20 minutes of conversation where this drunk lady just would not stop talking to us. And she was all kinds of pissy at first. And then by the end of it, she was our best friend. And it was fucking crazy, but she wouldn't stop. And so, yeah, I have somewhere in the lost tapes, there's 20 minutes of conversation with this woman. And she wasn't on the mic, obviously. So it was hard to even hear her, but it was funny. But anyway. Oh, yeah.
Have you said anything about the sign?
No, I need to talk to Mary before I leave. Thanks for
I'll try to
reminding me.
remind you. I just looked up and
I
saw
saw
it.
Mary at the bar earlier. That's right. We were here earlier and having lunch, and I saw Mary, and I didn't even think to ask her about it.
It just says they're hiring. I think I'd look good in fishnets and a thong.
You could pull it off. Tom says no.
Tom's always a hater.
Tom doesn't want to share you. That's what it is. He doesn't want to share you with the rest of the community.
I don't need another black eye.
Oh my gosh. So we I saw an email the other day. I'm going to bring this up here as I'm kind of doing this. So Cigar Aficionado put out a list. 14 great cigars for $8 or less.
Wow.
And I figure, you know what? Maybe we'll go through that because, assuming that it brings up. There it goes. And I figured this might be interesting to do because.
That's a pretty cheap stick.
I think so. But then again, I still am pursuing that perfect $3 cigar, and I haven't found one yet. But the first one they have up here is the Vegas Cubanas Invictos. I don't know. You're not going to read that. It's created by Jose Pipin Garcia in 2003. Returned to regular production at My Father Cigars. $7.30. They're giving it a 93. I've never tried it.
Never have seen one around here.
Either. No. Now, the next one they list is the Padron 2000 Maduro.
Okay.
Which they're saying is an MSRP of like $7.20.
You're not really going to see that around
here.
I don't
know. Yeah, look, the Padron 2000, it's a smaller one, but it's still not $7. You're probably still talking $9.
9 or 10 here.
Yeah, so it all depends, I think, on your region and the taxes and all that kind of thing. But I will say the Padron 2000 series, that I feel like everybody focuses with Padron on like
the high end.
Yeah, the 64s.
I've smoked a lot of the 3000 series.
Okay, I think I'm 5. Which, so like, all right, is the 6000 the 6x60?
That I'm not sure of.
I don't know. Anyway, whatever. The bottom line, I think I'm like somewhere in the 5,000 to 6,000 range. Not the 60. It's the one just below that. But
okay.
Anyway, but yeah, look, for the price point, if you want a Padron but you don't want to spend $25, the 1000 series is a really great way to go because you still get that Padron experience, but you're just not paying an arm and a leg for it.
And it's still a Padron.
It is.
It's going to smoke well. It's going to taste good. Regardless of where you buy it, as long as their humidor is somewhat intact.
That's the key. So the next thing up, we have the Rocky Patel Vintage 1990 Juniors. I guess it's a little baby version of that. They gave it a 92. They're saying that goes for $4.15. Now,
so that's got to be
it's sold in a tin of 5. So this is probably like a little cigarette
coronet or something like that.
Yeah, Petite Corona is what they're calling it. So, I think there's a definite place in the market for those I've
wedding sticks.
Yeah, I've had that tin of Davidoff, the little kind of, what the fuck is the name of that? What size? I don't remember the name of that size either. Dan's got them at Riverman. He's got the little tins of like 6 for like $36. And look, they smoke and they taste just like the adult size version. They're just little baby versions.
Real small.
Of it. Yeah. So, next up is the Arturo Fuente Hemingway Short Story Maduro, $8.
I don't know where they're buying that.
I was going to say, I don't know where they're getting that for $8. But it's a good cigar.
More power to if you can get it for $8,
if you can get it
smoke it.
Yeah, smoke a box if you can get it for $8 because, whatever. But I don't know about that. But anyway, Don Pepin Garcia Original Exquisitos. It's that one. I have not smoked that size, but I've smoked the Toro size on it, and it's a good cigar.
Right.
It's
been a while for me with that one.
Yeah.
You don't see them a lot around here again.
Where I get that is Total Wine.
Total Wine?
Total Wine carries that. That's one of my go-to pickups at Total Wine is that Don Pepin Garcia original. And then we have the Hoya Silver Corona. I mean,
never smoked that
Never smoked that one. La Galera Habano Half Corona. I mean, I've smoked some La Galeras. I don't know if I smoked that one.
I have never smoked.
They're not bad. They're not bad. 91 points, $6.05. The Nat Cinco Casino Real Churchill, 91 points, $6.19. Not familiar with it, really. Now, here's one that I do know. The Sancho Panza Extra Fuerte Robusto.
Yes.
Sancho Panza, man. Like, that was the brand
The Extra Fuerte is my jam.
Yeah, that's the red, kind of maroon band one.
Yeah.
That brand, that's the one, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt Booth, when General took over, right, it was General that took over Room 101. They had the Sancho Panza brand, and they had Matt Booth come in and reblend the Sancho Panza cigars, and that's when they relaunched them recently, within the last, year?
Yeah.
Maybe year and a half. And you're right, the Extra Fuerte, man.
Is great.
So good. Now, they're saying that the Robusto goes for $7.49. Again,
it's what?
That's not off
by
from
too
this area
much,
by
yeah.
too much, but I do feel like the Robusto probably is more like in the $8 to $8.50 range here in our area. So, again, taxes taking into play, it puts it a little higher. Maybe in Florida, wherever Cigar Aficionado is based out of, with no taxes, $7.49 makes sense.
I mean, in California, that's a $15 stick.
No
probably.
shit. But it's good for an everyday smoke.
That's a great stick. I've
Is
smoked
a really
lot
stick.
of those.
Yeah. Next up is the Brick House Double Connecticut Churchill, $7.85. That's maybe a little on the low end for our area, but at the same time, not too terribly far off.
Yeah.
And look, I like Brick House cigars.
With them, I go, natural or Maduro.
Mm-hmm.
Their Connecticut's, to me, are just a little too light for my taste.
I used to smoke them back when I smoked more Connecticut's, and you're right. I kind of grew out of it. The natural and the Maduro tended to have a little bit more to them. Now, I will say, I haven't broken into it yet. I bought a box of the Brick House TAA Ciento por Cientos from this year. And those, I have a box still of their TAA, I think it was 2020 Ciento por Cientos that I bought down at the Newman factory in Tampa, and I've been slow walking that box because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get any more. But then they came out with it again this year. But this year it was a box of 10 versus a box of 20. Nonetheless, those Ciento por Cientos, they've got, it's a brick house that knows somebody. It's got a little bit of extra spice to it. It's nice. So yeah, I dig that. But I think the Brick House line, if you're looking for an affordable
daily smoke,
I think Brick House is definitely a good way to go. Grand Habano, Connecticut, #1, lunch break. Not familiar with that at all. Henry Clay Warhawk, Corona size.
Wow.
Now, I do like the Henry Clay Warhawk. I've never smoked the Corona size.
No.
I tend to smoke the Toro.
It's been so long ago since I've smoked a Henry Clay.
Oh, dude. Back in 2020, they came out with the Henry Clay Warhawk Rebellious. It was a limited edition run that they did. So, again, it was a Warhawk, but it had a little extra oomph to it. Oh, my God, I smoked the shit out of those things. The Hill, I know, got in 4 boxes. I bought 2, and I bought a 3rd essentially by the single every time I was in there. I still have 1, and it's still unopened, chilling in my humidor, just sitting there aging at this point. I don't want to break into it because I know, again, once I break into it, I'm just going to start smoking through it, and I don't want them.
And you're going to miss it.
I don't want them to go, but at the same time,
they're not doing anything for you.
No, they're just sitting there chilling out at this point, so I need to suck it up and have one. But so good, so good. The Oliva Serie V Figurado, they're saying $7.75. I don't know where they're getting that.
Yeah, send me that link. I need to get a box of those.
Yeah, but no. I mean, Oliva, they make good products.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. And then finally, the Big Payback Maduro Toro. It's a Room 101. It's got this weird kind of like angry face thing on the band.
Yeah.
I recognize the design. I don't know if I've
smoked the Big Payback, not that size.
I was gonna say I don't know if I've smoked that size. Now they're saying this has a $7.50 price point. Maybe
I could see that. Dan Ponder has those.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In one of the cabinets.
Okay.
And based off the size that I smoked, I could see that being a legitimate price that you could probably find at most states.
Okay. Well, then there you go. So that's the Cigar Aficionado 14 cigars for under $8 list.
Somewhere.
You know, I mean, yeah, ish. But
the Series V, I really have trouble believing.
Well, the Hemingway short story.
Yeah.
That's the one out of all of them. That Series V and that Hemingway. Those are the two that I'm like sitting back going like, dude, where did you guys get those for that price? And let me know.
Doesn't count if your J.C. Newman Fuente rep gives you them.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Marvin Shakeman does get cigars probably delivered to him on the regular. So maybe it's just kind of like, oh yeah, on paper that's what this costs. But
well, and
and it doesn't count if the wholesale price is under $8. It's gotta be the consumer price at that point.
There's been a number of times though I'll look through Cigar Aficionado, and as someone who has worked at shops doing the ordering and seeing the invoices, and I see their suggested MSRP, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Not even putting taxes into it. It's like, that's not even close.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting situation. I mean, I assume they were getting those details from the companies.
Right.
Not just, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think they'd just be pulling numbers out of their ass, but I guess, maybe, sometimes. Perhaps.
Yeah, sometimes it was just really puzzling, some of these prices, and it's like, I can't get close to that.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, because, I mean, shit, like you said, there's the taxes, and then, look.
Shipping.
And you've got to make a profit.
Right.
See, that's the other thing. I mean, like we talk about this, cigars, the profit margin on these things are not that great.
No.
And, the shop has to be able to keep its doors open. Now, I know you've worked at places that have liquor and various other things that bring in some revenue, but the cigars need to also cover themselves. You can't have the liquor covering the entirety of the business. You got to have the cigars have to pay for themselves too.
Right. And the shops I've worked at, for the most part, the cigars paid all the bills, and the liquor was profit.
That's a sweet profit.
Right.
Yeah.
But the liquor also fluctuates a lot. Weekdays, you don't get a lot. Guys come in and smoke all day or grab sticks to go.
But they're not.
But they're not drinking every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's time of year, holiday time. I would imagine it's probably feast or famine. You have some days that are just crazy, and then other days where it's like nobody comes in. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Well, so that was my contribution. I don't know. You got anything to bring to the table here? I know I put you on the spot. I was like, hey, let's do an episode. I'm trying to get caught up and get a little ahead here. And it's like, well, what are we going to talk about?
The big problem is we're both just so excited about Pulpifest coming up.
Exactly.
That's like all my mind is going to. That, getting ready for fall.
Yeah.
Here is.
Oh, I have not fired up my fire pit yet, but it will be very, very soon. I've got my kid this weekend, and then, from there, well, not this weekend because this episode comes out too. Admittedly, we're recording this in advance for Tuesday so that I can concentrate next week. So
yeah, because, we're looking at evenings in the 50s
the
next 7 days, which is perfect.
For fire pit weather.
There's a lot of festivals and things going on in the next few weeks in the Missouri
we were just
area.
talking about that earlier, how it's like every weekend, like hell, this weekend there's one out in Herman.
Yeah.
Hogshead Cigars, great place if you haven't been by there. It's got a real good selection for the size place that it is, and they're having a nice outdoor event with whiskey and cigars and
General and
barbecue,
Olivo.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, General and Oliva are gonna have reps out there. I mean, I know it's super last minute, and I'm sure nobody's gonna be able to make. You never know. We have some people here locally that might pop out there, but yeah, I mean, they're having a great event out in Herman this weekend, and then the weekend after Pulpit Fest down in Waterloo, the Stubborn German Brewery's having a nice outdoor event. The Stubborn Fest or whatever. 2 days. So, and that's the thing. We've got all kinds of great. This is a good time of year for that. Yeah.
Was there something in my Coke?
He finally figured it out.
I was like, that tasted a little whiskey.
Yeah. Producer Tom may have shared some of his.
I've been roofied.
With, yeah.
Roofie colada.
Mm-hmm.
I took a big old swig. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you may.
I almost had to retrohale that.
You may be sharing some of that Maker's Mark that Tom had, because you notice he's not double fisting anymore.
I was like, that's not a watered down taste.
That's a you're having a whiskey and Coke now. I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to figure that out.
Actually,
you all right there?
I was thinking about this. I do have a PSA.
Oh boy,
public service announcement for all of our listeners out there.
Don't roofie anyone's drinks.
No, it's getting to that time of year that I always think about this, just because of a lot of the things I've been going through over the last 5 years. So I want to let everybody know, guys are always bad about this. I'm sure you probably are too.
What?
Everybody needs to make an appointment and get a physical once a year at least.
I'm horrible about that.
A lot of people are. I know producer Tom is good about seeing his doctor. I was not. I didn't go to a doctor for 20-something years till I had a heart attack. And shit went downhill since then.
Yeah, that's probably.
It's a lot easier to catch shit early.
No, that's fair.
I just wanted to take a few minutes just to try to get a hold of our listeners. Don't be stubborn about it. It sucks, but go get checked out at least once a year.
That's true.
Get the blood work, everything. Make sure you go see somebody. Don't just wait till you get sick, because then it's usually too late for shit.
Fair enough. Okay.
There we go. That was my preach for the week.
That's your sermon for today. Okay. We're good. Okay. Okay. So now that we've done that, I'm at about the halfway point of my Villiger 1888, Nicaragua here.
We're about the same.
We're about the same, I would say. Thoughts?
It has gotten a little stronger.
Yep.
In my opinion. I'm tasting it a little bit on the back of my tongue, a little bit more with a hint of spice.
There is a nice wind. It's a light breeze, but there is a breeze through here that,
it's accelerating the burn a bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But still, the burn line is very good. I touched it up a little bit once.
For the wind, I think it's really, really good. No, I like this cigar. I mean, this and the La Libertad, in terms of regular production cigars that they do, I think are my two favorite. But, they have some other great cigars in their line that hopefully those of you coming to Pulpit Fest will get to try. And, it's there's some really great stuff aside from, but then there's the limited edition stuff that are really good. I don't know. I like their cigars. So. And Renee's an awesome guy, so
awesome.
It all works out. So, well, speaking of Villiger Cigars, it's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarillo manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. So it's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. And on the last show, I detailed that I went and saw the Meg 2. And Nick Gervais was a little less than enthused at this prospect. But I mentioned it to you. And you on the opposite had a different reaction.
Yeah, I loved the first Meg.
Dude, the first one was good. Look, in terms of a movie, It had everything you wanted for brain candy. You just turned off your brain and you were just entertained.
Right. I want stupid action. And this didn't even have nudity.
No, there were no boobies in it.
No. Hot women.
Yeah.
But no boobies.
But no boobies.
And, you got to go into it, like I said, just like you would a James Bond movie or something like that, or like a Mission Impossible. That shit isn't real.
No.
But it's fun. It's just, I want to see cars blow up with one gunshot and stuff like that.
Or in this case, I want to see
animals.
Giant fucking sharks and giant octopuses, and I want to see giant sharks eating people.
Right.
And I got to see that, and it was a lot of fun. And I got to see Jason Statham just beating the shit out of sharks. And that's like the most unrealistic thing ever, is Jason Statham like fighting giant sharks. But he did it, and it was awesome, and I loved it. What?
I can't see.
I don't know what. Producer Tom's onto something here. I don't know what's going on. 47%. What? Oh, he's talking to IMDb or the Rotten Tomatoes scores. I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. You know what? Look, I mean, it can give you an idea, but in terms of the Meg, I knew it was going to be cheesy going into it.
Right.
So I didn't want to spend $15, so I went on the cheapy night, and I got it for $6. And let me tell you, for $6...
And you got to see it on a big screen with good sound.
Dude, exactly. And it was perfect, and I loved it. And I had my bucket of popcorn, and I turned my brain off for like 2 hours, and I got to see a giant octopus fight a giant shark, and people getting eaten, and it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
Did they set it up for another sequel?
Yes, because one Meg got away.
There's always something.
One Meg got away. So technically, there is still a rogue Meg out there in the ocean. And they even said, so the whole deal was the Megs came together. It's like something was drawing them into this one spot. And when the one Meg was getting away, it was a female one.
Oh.
And one of the guys even said, I hope she's not pregnant. And so, like, there you go. You have the prospect of a pregnant Meg swimming away. So
God help us all.
We could end up with just like all sorts of Meg action going on.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And dude, and come on, Jason Statham has to know this is the most ridiculous thing in the world. He doesn't give two shits.
He knows that money spends.
Damn straight.
Give that money.
That Meg money's green, man. That's all that matters. And
they make money.
Yes, because people want
to see that.
I like a good intellectual movie as much as the next guy. You know, there's a Napoleon movie coming out that I think looks interesting.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a biopic or whatever. And, and then I like a nice drama. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Fantastic movie. Although my anxiety in that movie was through the fucking roof. Have you seen it?
I keep seeing it every time I'm flipping around.
Dude.
But it's always halfway through.
It is so good. But I'll tell you what, the whole time I was anxious and afraid for him. Like the whole movie, he is just like running one step ahead of just complete catastrophe.
That's how I felt through Billy Madison.
This is on a different level. But it's one of those things where because of that, it was hard to like watch the movie and be entertained by it. But the thing is, that's a different kind of movie. In this case, with the Meg, I wanted something that I could just zone out and not pay attention and just be entertained by. And I got that.
Kind of like hanging with producer Tom.
Kinda.
You just hang back and try to keep up.
I mean, especially after he goes and hangs out at Ralph Schneider's for a while.
Slipping me Mickeys over here.
Well, dude, let's be real. That one that she brought him out there was his third double maker's mark? I mean, like, come on, It's like he needed to share the love.
Actually, 3.5 because he got halfway through the first one when he complained about the chipped glass. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. I was Lord only knows at this point.
That's math I can't even do right now.
Producer Tom will have to take out a mortgage to pay his bar bill.
Go back, start washing dishes. They're higher in all positions.
So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the Meg 2. It was everything I expected, and that's what counts. So yeah. What have you watched lately?
Something I watched the other night. It's a series on the Vice channel. Excuse me, I got the hiccups here.
It's because he spiked your drink.
It was an episode of. It's a series, Dark Side of the 2000s.
Okay.
they've done 90s, and now they're doing 2000s. They do like Dark Side of Comedy, Dark Side of the Ring. That's a really good
I
one.
love Dark Side of the Ring.
But it was an episode focusing on Maxim magazine.
Really? I used to read that.
Yeah, I had a ton.
I
still might somewhere in the basement.
That was a college magazine for me.
And they broke it all down, how it all started in Europe, which I did not realize.
I didn't realize that either.
It was all in England. And then they decided to come over here and really start making the money. And, there were some that had the left rant, oh, it was this, it was that. It's what guys thought back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not quite Playboy, but,
Yeah, it was a soft one.
Yeah.
I mean,
they had the
close.
top-notch women.
Yeah.
You couldn't be a young actress or singer without being on Maxim.
And, some of those girls got in trouble. I mean, who was it? Who was the gal who played Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, she got in trouble
for
doing that show.
Because the people that own the rights to Sabrina the Teenage Witch did not like that.
Yeah. So, there was a question of whether or not that show was going to keep going and everything because of that. They ended up realizing, this is good for us, let's move on. But nonetheless, it was questionable for a moment.
Right.
But, different time, man. You know, that's the thing.
There's a lot of shit back then that you just...
Oh, my God. Think of all the spinoffs that happened with that. There was FHM.
Mm-hmm.
There were all kinds of different, Maxim wannabe magazines that came out around that time. And they were all popular for a little while.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Back when people read magazines.
All those how to pick up women.
Yeah. Yeah. First, put on 8 pounds of Axe body spray.
Then insult the shit out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them how much they suck and, blah, blah, blah. And if they have daddy issues, they'll totally come and want to do everything to you. I don't know. Whatever.
But that's one thing I've been watching.
Okay.
How about you? What's another one?
What have I been watching? I'm gonna get nerdy for a moment here, guys. So I've been watching the original Star Trek the Animated Series.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. That's on.
That's like from the 60s, wasn't it?
Early 70s, actually.
Early 70s.
But it was back when they had all the original Star Trek actors do the voice acting.
Right.
I think Filmation was the animation company that did that.
It was kind of rough.
It was a little rough. I think the only guy who didn't come back to do his voice was Walter Koenig, Chekhov.
Okay.
But he did write at least a couple episodes. So, he was involved, but he didn't do a voice. They didn't have Chekhov. They had that weird alien with the arm out of his chest. He had 3 arms. He had 2, and then there was one that just started here and just bloop, like a third arm. And then there was the cat lady who was also doing communications with Uhura. So they had this weird cat lady who was voiced by Gene Roddenberry's wife, Majel Barrett. So that was kind of odd. It's Majel Barrett doing this kind of thing, and I'm just what the fuck?
Eartha Kitt.
It was weird, man. It's kind of odd. But anyway, because you know who she is, right? She's did you watch Next Generation? No,
not real. I know it. I've seen a lot. Right. I've seen a handful of them.
So for all of you who did, this is Deanna Troy's mom in Next Generation. That's Gene Roddenberry's wife, and so it's this lady doing that, and
Troy was hot.
I had a thing for Dr. Crusher. Yeah. she could perform that physical on me all day long.
I'll turn and cough all day long.
I was gonna say I'll make sure I go in for my physical as long as Dr. Crusher's giving it. But
now she's probably 80 something.
Dude, she's still hot though. She was on the last season of Picard.
Oh really?
And
weren't they a thing in that a little bit? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. But that last season of Picard that came out this year, earlier this year. Ooh, she's still looking good. But anyway, no, so I've been watching that show. And what's funny is that animated series for the longest time didn't really get a lot of attention. And now basically everybody's saying oh no, this is essentially the 4th season of Star Trek.
Okay.
And what's cool is they're introducing so many different aliens that they
Because it's easier.
Well, yeah, they couldn't do it in the TV show because of like budget limitations. But here it's like, draw it, Yeah. It's great.
You can make anything you want happen.
Yeah. So I'm digging it. I've been enjoying that.
Another thing I've watched recently, it's a throwback movie, and it's one of those, I don't think a lot of people saw it when it came out. Some have caught it on, video or whatever. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Have you ever
I've
seen
heard
that?
of it. I don't think I've seen it.
All right. It is a hilarious, dark comedy mockumentary
Okay.
of like a Wisconsin beauty pageant.
Oh, Lord.
It's got Denise Richards, Kirsten Dunst,
Oh. See,
Allison Janney,
you just
Will Sasso.
You just clicked 3 boxes
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, Amy Adams. It's like her first movie.
Oh, my God. 4
That's how
boxes
old.
right there.
Yeah, and it is so dark and so
Okay.
funny. And there's a bunch of other actors and actresses in there that you'll pick out.
Did you see Amy Adams on Between Two Ferns?
No.
So Zach Galifianakis has her say a line, and she has to do it like super emotionally, and the line is something like, I'll never forgive you. Or what was it? It was something like, the long and short of it, I'll never forgive you, or I'll never let you fart on my tits again. And like she says it, and she's just so dramatic and perfect. And I won't lie.
She's hot. There's something about her that is just...
It didn't matter that it was a ridiculous line. I was into it.
Even like this Man of Steel. And
yes, her as Superman, or Lois Lane.
I mean, even though she's always in like a pantsuit that is fully covering everything, she is hot.
Mm-hmm.
I just... Yeah.
Now, she was briefly on The Office. She did one appearance in the first season of The Office.
She was the purse salesman.
And she and Pam look a lot alike.
Yeah. Now, Pam is a St. Louis girl.
She is.
And so was
Jenna,
Phyllis.
Not Jenna.
Yeah.
Jenna.
Jenna.
Fuck.
No.
Is it Jenna? No,
Yeah.
It's not Jenna. Fuck. But yeah, you know what I mean. I don't
Fisher.
remember. Fisher. Jenna Fisher. Yeah, you're right. She's St.
And
Louis
Phyllis
girl.
is from St. Louis.
Yep. You can every once in a while hear the farty far out of Phyllis. I heard something interesting about that show. So you know how every time they mention Bob Vance Refrigeration, apparently the reason that they had that character doing that is because he knew that they were filming a documentary, and so he wanted to try and get his commercial into that documentary for free. So that's why every single time he was mentioned, he always made sure it was Bob Vance Refrigeration, Which, in light of that, it just amuses me that much more because it's like, oh, okay. It's like, that makes sense now.
I would do that if I had a business and we were doing a documentary.
Oh, yeah. Just, I mean, let's be real. I have threatened. I haven't done it yet, but at some point, I hope to have a few more sponsors to where the only real way that I can fit everybody in is to wear a NASCAR suit with patches. Like, I will patch myself up with, like, Villiger, Aladino, whoever.
Have like a coat, and then
yeah.
the back sponsor, you stand up every once in a while and just show the back.
Exactly. Be great. So, did you just go and order a new whiskey?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Deposited some.
Whatever. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there we go. Anyway, well, I haven't really watched too much more other than that, so I don't know what you, if you have any more.
I watched a lot of football.
Mention. Yeah, so let's talk football for a moment, because I did not. I watched some of week 1.
Well, this
is going to come out after week 2, so obviously, we're a little behind. But
if you've been living under a rock, Aaron Rodgers shot the shit and blew his leg out. That's all anyone wants to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of hearing it. He's gone. Get over it. College football is ramping up really good, starting to get into some better games.
I'll say the game that I saw a bit more of was the last quarter of the Eagles and Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And when that game first started, the Eagles had a commanding lead over the Patriots. And, man, that seemed to come down to the wire. So the Patriots...
The weather on the East Coast sucked last weekend.
Okay.
There was a lot of college games Saturday that had weather delays, which never happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was not the best weather in New England.
Well, that seemed to play to the Patriots' advantage a little bit.
Yeah, because they had a great defense, and when you couldn't throw, really, because of the monsoonish weather, that really does help. But like you said, we're taping this before week 2, so by the time people see,
Lord only knows what happened in week 2.
I'm sure there'll be a couple memorials for Aaron Rodgers.
You want to put some predictions down for week 2 now that we can laugh at when they totally fail and when this episode comes out.
Well, tonight's game is the Thursday night game with Philadelphia and Minnesota.
Yep.
Philadelphia's got a lot of people out, especially on defense, especially on their defensive backfield. So I can see Minnesota going to Philadelphia and upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
So, they can make fun of me at Pulpit Fest on how wrong I was with my prediction.
Any other games that you're tracking for week 2?
A college game I'm tracking, a local game. University of Missouri is playing at home against Kansas State, who is 15th in the country.
Okay.
They spanked us last year in their home, and I think they're going to spank us this year.
Well, that's unfortunate.
The team's unfortunate this year.
Okay.
They've got a lot of good players that just can't seem to work together.
Yeah, that sucks. Now, I know Teddy is coming to Pulpit Fest, and on Saturday, the 23rd, he's going to the Mizzou Memphis game.
At the Dome.
Thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that?
That should be a good game.
Yeah.
Memphis is kind of like Mizzou.
Okay.
With their standing and their play and all that. And I think both teams will get a big jolt out of a big crowd at that Dome. You just hope their cars are there when they get out.
Yeah, that's true.
Just unlock the door and leave a sign that says there's nothing in here. Don't bother.
Nothing in. Just move on.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that should be a good game.
Just Uber up there.
Just Uber, yeah.
That's the easiest thing. Leave your car at the hotel and just Uber. Yeah. That's probably safer. But okay. Well, very good. And your fantasy results from week 1?
I'm in 2 leagues. I won in the bigger league, and I lost in the smaller league that I'm in.
Okay.
I'm very optimistic on a week 2 win in both leagues.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So I'm down to the final third of this Villiger 1888 Nicaragua. I'm right at the edge of it. And I will say,
still smoking great.
Still smoking great. You're right. It has picked up. It continues to pick up as you smoke through it. I'll do a retro hail. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bit stronger there on the retro.
That spice, it just hangs. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that cleared the sinuses. That spice hangs. It's there. It's present. Oh, my God. And it just won't. All right. I'm better now.
All right.
Yeah, no, it hangs, man. It is.
That's what you're looking for.
It is a long finish on that retro hail. Lot of pepper to it, but it's really good. It's different. It's what you're looking for.
One thing I was meaning to ask you, and I forgot it at the last show.
Okay.
Are you still doing the blind tasting for Mr. Jonathan and Dave?
Yes, I am actually, and theoretically, so I recorded an episode with Nick Gervais. We did our first episode of Guess What's in My Mouth, which is kind of a bonus pulpit experience, if you will. Very cigar heavy. It's edited down. It's not like this where we're just kind of bantering back and forth and whatever. It's very edited down, and theoretically that episode should be dropping later this week on this feed. So if you already subscribed to the Cigar Pulpit, wherever you get your podcasts, be it Apple, Spotify, Podbean, wherever, that should come out on the same feed, but it'll be on a different day. So Pulpit comes out Tuesday, Friday. That'll come out maybe Wednesday or something like that.
Okay.
And so you'll be able to get to hear that. We did the third cigar of the experience, and we have no idea what it is. That's the one I was talking about that had the lavender in the second and third. But it was it's an interesting thing to do. And so, yeah, so tune in and listen to that to hear two guys talk and smoke a blind cigar and try and figure out what it is. And then obviously, hopefully, we'll be able to announce the next time that we do the fourth cigar, because that'll come out once a month. We'll know what that third cigar is, hopefully.
Okay.
And we can go from there. But yeah, the first cigar that I did, so I did that very first cigar on the show.
Right.
And that ended up being an El Baton.
Okay.
Which I've had an El Baton before, and I like the El Baton, and so, that worked out well.
Did the second one smoke better than the first?
Yes.
Because that first one you were
Yes,
outside.
I was outside. It was a little windy, and I had some issues. The second one burned exponentially better, which is good, and everything like that. And then the second cigar, I still don't know what that is, but that was really good. I enjoyed that quite a bit. My final note on that was that it would be a great everyday smoke depending upon the price point.
Okay.
And that's the only thing. Not knowing what the cigar is, I don't know what the price point necessarily is. And
that does make a difference in your head.
It makes a huge difference in your head. It's one of those things. I mean, look, I love an Atabay as much as the next guy, but am I going to buy a box of Atabays? Not with my current budget. You know, it's like those are expensive cigars. So that's not an everyday treat. But, an El Baton, El Baton's an everyday treat right there if you want. I mean, that's a nice, affordable cigar, and it's good. So, yeah, but I'll be very curious to know what this third one is that Nick and I review in the bonus episode coming up, because as you guys will hear, it was interesting, and I'll just leave it at that. I'll be very curious to know what it was. So yes, I am still doing that.
Okay, because I know they have said a few had dropped out. They didn't really realize how much effort they wanted people to get into it.
Well, and I'll tell you, the pressure on it is more.
Right.
I talk about that a little bit in that show. I don't know what Nick is cutting out and what he's leaving in, but it's one of those things when we do cigars here. Look, it's a little more casual. I give very general flavor notes. Right. I don't necessarily get into, unless something hits me and I'm like, oh my God, that is this.
X.
I don't really get into very specific flavor notes. But with that, they're looking for a bit more in-depth, a little bit more specific kind of stuff. And
like you'd get from a magazine or something.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I don't know why, maybe because it is in written print form that people are going to read, consume, and potentially make purchases based upon. I feel the pressure is that much more to, get it right. Mm-hmm. Or at the very least give a more thorough answer to that. Anyway.
We had a good view in the background there, so we're both just kind of dazed out for a second there.
Yeah, producer Tom was looking at his phone. He wasn't paying attention. He's looking over. He's like, there's two dudes. What are you guys looking at?
You all are really going to enjoy Top Shooters next week.
You're going to have a fun time. Although, there is a bit of a different... The day shift and the night shift are two totally different experiences.
Yes.
So
if you can get here earlier,
Yeah, I mean, the party officially starts at 4. I don't know exactly what time I'll be up here. I'll be up here before 4. I don't know, how early. I don't want to spend, You don't
want to put in a 12-hour day.
Look, no, I'm not putting in a 12-hour day at Top Shooters. But, listener Trent probably will. Last time he was here, I think he got here right at 11 when they opened, and I think he left at 1 when they closed. So, realistically, he's probably down for a 14-hour day at Top Shooters. Me, probably not so much. But
no.
Yeah. That can get expensive.
Yes.
I mean, look, I'm not picking on, our venue or anything like that, but let's be real. The cost of food and drinks these days has definitely gone up exponentially. And so, the prospect of sitting at a restaurant or a bar for
12 hours.
12 hours, that can add up real quick. I mean, thankfully, I am an iced tea guy, so I get my iced tea, which is still, I'm going to say this is like a $4 iced tea, but I drink enough of it that I kind of get my money's worth out of it.
Right.
But,
I've got a hard soda.
I was going to say, Tom was nice enough to share some of his Maker's Mark with you, so at least you have a little bit of extra bonus to your Coke that, you didn't have to pay for, unless Tom's going to take it out on you later. But, yeah.
Nothing's free in this world.
No, it's not. So, why don't we do this?
Contestants to your corners. It's time for a super fight.
Time for a super fight.
Yes.
So, all right. I know you've been anxiously awaiting this. You asked me if we were doing it because you didn't see the cards, but I brought I prepped the cards earlier, took a picture, and so we have this. So we have a bull.
A bull.
A bull. A male cow. A bull. We have a bull. That is hi. You gonna say hi? So, we have a bull. And this bull throws ninja stars.
Okay.
And oh yeah, there's not one bull. There's fucking 3 bulls. There are 3 bulls that throw ninja stars. And they're taking on Bruce Lee, who's wearing clothes that are way too big and cannot stop sobbing.
I don't really think that's much of a fight again.
Really? You don't think Bruce Lee could, at the very least, take down some bulls?
No.
Even if he's, in clothes that are a little baggy and he can't stop crying?
Yeah, see that? He's too hindered with those. And, if it was a bull, maybe. But 3? That's
right at you, dude. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's Velociraptor attack. It's like
one, and then they swoop in from the sides kind of thing.
And you can't dodge stars coming from 3 different directions. Because the first thing in your head is going to be like, hey, that bull's throwing a star at me. Do they whip it out of their mouth, I guess?
Man, I don't know. I don't know how a bull throws a throwing star.
And one of them may be a breeding bull.
Oh, God. So now,
baggy clothes, that
taking you down.
He doesn't stand a chance. I got to go with the trio of ninja star
Bruce Lee to Pound Town.
I'm a breeding bull.
Oh my God. Well, we do have some bull experts that we could theoretically run this by. They're not here, but we could check with a few people.
All I know is the fridge is full and the bulls are happy.
I get that joke, actually. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, well, I guess we're going to throw it to the bulls.
That's my vote.
All right.
Producer Tom, do you have a vote?
Hey, bulls all the way.
Bulls all the way. Okay.
If it was 1, I think it could be a fight, but not with 3.
I know they throw it down.
You don't think Bruce Lee could somehow do some sort of whip and dodge thing to where maybe a bull throws a star and he dodges to where the one star takes out another bull?
I mean, have you ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene when Jim Carrey's trying to kill that cow on the road? He put a whole clip in that damn thing and it still didn't kill it.
They are big animals. I'll give them that. Tom's having a good time.
They're all outside today. Jeez.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day here in multiple ways.
Gorgeous.
Anyway.
That's my vote, though.
Okay. All right, so we're going with the bull. Sorry, Bruce Lee. You lose that one, too. Anyway, well, all right. Well, that was a short super fight.
Sorry.
Kind of thought there might be a little bit more discussion on that one, but, whatever. I mean, it's all right. It happens.
Well, and it sucks because the bulls had, cool abilities, and Bruce Lee had,
he was hindered.
Debilitating bullshit.
But it's Bruce Lee. Okay, so let's put it this way. There's the ever classic super fight. We're gonna do a second bonus super fight here.
Okay.
The ever classic super fight. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali.
In their
primes. Yeah, I don't want fucking shaky Muhammad Ali or anything like that. That's not fair. Are
they? And no superpowers or
no
no abilities.
Just
their regular.
Just their natural talent and abilities. No rules.
Street fight.
Basically.
Okay.
Natural talent and abilities. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali.
I would think Bruce Lee.
See, I lean Muhammad Ali. Because here's the thing. Lee, he's going to go with multiple strikes, but Ali, it's going to be like power, you know?
What I'm basing it on is...
So if Muhammad Ali can get like a couple of good hits in, I think it's going to do Lee more damage than what Bruce Lee does to Muhammad Ali.
What I'm basing it on goes back to the Villiger Entertainment Report. On one of the dark side of the 90s, they did the UFC two-parter.
Okay.
And at the very first UFC fights before they blew up...
So yeah, sorry. I just set down the ass end of my Villiger 1888 Nicaragua, and apparently that thing is smoking like a chimney and blowing right into Mike's face.
At the very first fight they did, in the first few fights, really, they had this really, really talented, scrawny, guy who just destroyed everybody and won the tournaments.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it was like a tournament for him at the first couple.
Yeah.
And, they had the big, fighter guys. And this guy who was part of a big mixed martial art family, but he was like the youngest, and he was just real thin and wiry.
Yeah.
Just wore these motherfuckers out.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going with
Doing boxing gloves, no boxing gloves.
no boxing gloves.
I mean, in your scenario.
No, this was a street fight.
Yeah, I think we got to go street fight because
All right, so Muhammad's no gloves.
Yeah, I think Muhammad Ali has no gloves.
I just think he wouldn't make good contact.
He was fast though. I would say Muhammad Ali was fast. Maybe not Bruce Lee fast, but he was still very fast. And we've all seen video where he's dodging blows and shit like that. So like he had the ability to evade, and as Tom just pointed out, he only needs one really good contact, and then Bruce Lee's reeling, and at that point, that's when he just rains down. And stings like a bee. So, I mean, I still go with Muhammad Ali. I get where you're coming from with Bruce Lee, but I don't know. Tom, you gonna decide the vote
Break
here?
the tie.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali wins it.
Down goes Bruce Lee. Down goes Bruce Lee.
Tom didn't want a microphone. I don't know why.
Maybe somewhere up there they're doing it right now, saying, "Hey, these guys are talking about it. Let's fucking do it."
Let's do it. There you go.
God's just sitting there making it rain.
Just making it rain. Is Don King still alive?
That sounds like a producer Tom
To
question.
the Googles, producer Tom. I don't know if Don King's still alive, but if he isn't, he's promoting the shit out of that. I don't know. It's just a thought. Oh, that could be good. Get Don King to promote the freaking Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali
Okay.
versus Bruce and Brandon Lee.
That's not fair. Brandon Lee committed suicide. He's in hell.
No, he didn't.
I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, dude.
I mean,
He got shot on set.
I would say not really.
Yeah.
John King is 90 years old, still promoting boxing.
He's still alive and he's 90 and still doing that. That's true. He didn't shoot.
He got killed making the crow.
I know, but somebody else is the one who pulled the trigger, right?
right.
Okay. I was making a very dark
It was
joke.
in that-
That was incorrect. I'm sorry.
It was in that big scene with the table.
Well, I knew it
and-
was a accidentally loaded weapon. I was making a very dark, inappropriate joke, but I thought he was the one who but no, you're
No.
right. Somebody else did it. You're right. Holy fuck, Don King's worth $150 million?
That's because he took the cut of everybody's fights.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. All
Yeah.
those Tyson fights made him a fucking bajillionaire.
1931.
God.
Wow. Good for him.
1931.
Boy, there's another guy that, at some point, it would be interesting to see him fight one more time as Tyson. I don't know who I'd want to see him fight, though. He seems pretty happy in the weed business, though.
Yeah. And occasionally acting.
Every once in a while. He did that cartoon for a while.
The Mike Tyson Mysteries or
Yeah,
whatever.
that was really stupid, but I liked it.
I think that what makes Mike Tyson so interesting now, he makes fun of himself.
Yes.
He's very open to the, hey, I'll do this, and I know it's kind of poking fun at me.
And it's a real different thing, because when you look back at videos of him from the like earlier days when he was young and in the boxing and everything like that, dude, he didn't take any shit. He didn't really appreciate jokes at his expense. I mean, he was a serious guy. So at some point, he definitely mellowed out.
I mean, if I knew no one could ever kick my ass,
That's true.
I think I'd have an attitude
And
also, you know.
Not even that no one could kick my ass. That no one even wants to try
No.
because they're afraid of getting their ass kicked, you
Right.
know? Like, you just know that hell is raining down upon you if you pick on that man.
Right. I mean,
So I don't know. But that
who
could
was-
be Tyson and Foreman today.
Oh, Tyson all the way. I mean, it's not even...
Now, you know who I heard actually is in training and wants to fight again? Butterbean.
He reminds me of Homer when he was boxing for Mo
Yeah.
and would just sit there and just take a beating because he was...
Dude, I've heard reports from some fighters that have taken on Butterbean, and they've said that it's one of those things where, like, the amount of strength and power in his blows was just out of this world. That when he hit you, your fucking bell was rung. But he just, I mean, he had nothing else other than that, you know? But, more power to him. If he can get in
If someone
shape.
wants to pay you...
I would say if he can get in shape and someone wants to pay for it, why not? Go for it. I don't know. I don't know how much show is left, but I'm going to fire up this Aladino Corojo Reserva now because, well, you know, I mean, what's the worst? I'm going to finish it afterwards. I mean,
Right.
what's the
yeah,
big
I
deal?
mean...
So real quick before we do so, final thoughts on the Villiger Nicaragua or 1888 Nicaragua.
Very good.
Picked up at the end.
Picked up throughout the stick,
Yep.
really.
The end was a significant different experience than the beginning.
Yes.
And the spice level in the retro hail definitely increased exponentially throughout.
I would say it became a very strong medium to a light full body by the end of that stick.
Yeah. There's
I mean-
look, it's a good cigar.
The complexity built up towards that second, third also.
For
to
sure.
Where it was like, if I was sitting here doing nothing but just thinking about that stick and what I was getting out of it, you know, I could have
And maybe didn't have a chicken club beforehand.
chicken club and a spiked soda.
Spiked Coke.
Gonna have to call my doctor and let him know I accidentally had some alcohol today.
Accidentally. How does that happen, Mike?
Yeah.
Well, I was hanging out with Tom.
I was wearing a
that explains that.
I was wearing my
Oh,
short
shit.
skirt today.
Tom's like burning himself over there. He dropped his cigar in his lap.
I have that effect on men.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, better that effect than another one that I could think of. I mean, you know, let's be real. Oh, hey now. Oh my gosh. So, here, why don't we do this?
Guess what, motherfucker?
Time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. And you got any?
Yes. Actually, we kind of took the sale out of one of them. I smoked a Sancho Panza Extra Fuerte Toro.
I don't think you took the sale out of it. We just talked about it earlier.
Right.
It's no big deal.
That was very, very good. I had bought it a while back. By a while, I mean like a couple months ago. They were in stock, and I grabbed one from Dan the Man Ponder.
Yep.
And
I don't really notice them too many places around St. Louis, although I don't really go too many places around
Right.
St. Louis.
which is something we need to start doing a little bit more.
Explore around a little bit.
Yeah, you know, not on the show, but like
Just in general.
get together like maybe on a Tuesday afternoon and go hit a shop, and
Yeah.
then maybe we can discuss it, you know,
That'd
a
be
little bit.
nice.
Try to find something that we haven't had before, even if it's just a house stick or something.
That'd be nice. There are some nice places around St. Louis. And I think we're actually very lucky because, I mean, you know, I've spent time in Indianapolis, and there are places in Indianapolis, but there's not many like what we have here.
I mean, there's literally 15 to 20 actual lounges.
See, that's the thing. We have shops with lounges. Whereas you go to Indy, they've got a lot of places that are bars, like, you know, Nikki Blaine's and Sticks and some of these other, and there's the Rocky Patel Burn and things like that. Those are more, your kind of Charles Stanley kind of bar kind of places, whereas here in St. Louis, Stanley's is arguably probably the top of the cigar bar chain. And then, there's Lit. But aside from that, it really gets more into your neighborhood shops and things like that just have a nice selection and a lounge in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know. For example, I've only been to Crew twice. It's just one of those things. I just never really make it there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be good to hit up some of these places. Anyway, so you had the Sancho Panza. I had let me bring up my pictures because I always have to take pictures to remind myself what I actually smoked. I smoked a Ya Bagua, and that's put out by it's distributed by United Cigars, but found that in the humidor, and I do really enjoy the Yayas. I don't know where in St. Louis you can get one.
I've never seen
maybe
one.
the Hill, because I know the Hill does carry United Cigars. And since they distribute since United distributes the Yaya, they might carry it at the Hill. I don't know. But super good cigar. And I'm kind of sad that I think that's the last one I have. So I'll have to procure myself some more at some point or another. But nope, I did enjoy that.
Another one I enjoyed was I went to an old favorite of mine and grabbed a Perdomo 10th Anniversary Maduro. I got the Toro version. That was a
fantastic cigar.
It was a nice evening on the porch smoke. About 65 degrees. Listening to some podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that a lot.
Fantastic cigar. My next one is going to be really ironic, all things being equal. And I'm going to show you the picture because you're going to be like, holy shit. But I had a little time on Sunday running around errands, popped by Dan the Man's place for a hot minute, and sure enough, I have a picture right here to prove it. Sunday afternoon, I had a Sancho Panza Extra Fuerte. I swear, Sancho Panza is going to be sponsoring this damn show before it's over with. But, yeah, I had the same one, and, yeah, I've forgotten about that. I picked that up while I was over there. It was great smoke.
I mean, I do like the Sancho Panza Maduro.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's just that Extra Fuerte is...
That hits my sweet spot. I tend to be more the Habano sun-grown kind of smoker, and so, like, that one, that's the one that I think they offer in that. And it just has what I want. Right. And for the price point, I'm thinking that Toro that I had was maybe like right at or just right around $10.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, for $10, it smoked wonderfully. I can't complain about it. I got plenty of time out of it. It was good. I liked it. And your last one?
The last one, I smoked a Nub Cameroon. That was really good.
Okay.
I love the Nub Cameroon.
Okay. My only thing with Nub, we talked about it briefly. My thing with the Nub cigars is I feel like I'm paying full price for half a cigar. So it's like, I feel like the Nub should be cheaper.
Yeah. It is a very densely rolled stick, though. I mean, there is a lot of cigar tobacco in there.
I get it, but when I fire it up, it's one of those things where I feel like I'm holding a cigar that I've already been smoking.
You're already into the second, third.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, what the fuck,
I understand.
So that's my only thing about that cigar. And it'd be one of those things where if that burn, if I knew that it would burn in half the time of a normal cigar, that maybe it would be an option for a quick smoke. I could see the value of it, but but to its credit, I'm not disparaging it with this statement. It burns at normal speed,
right? To
where you get about an hour out of a nub, and that's a full-time cigar right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I really don't have a leg to stand on other than
I wasn't going to say that, but
no, I get it. I don't really have a leg to stand on other than
the mental image.
It is a mental image. It is completely mental. It's kind of like Dave talking about how he doesn't like Lanceros because it makes his fingers look fat. it's all a mental thing. I have a problem with it just because I feel like I'm paying full price for half a cigar. But yeah, all in all, it's
I love a Lancero, by the way.
Every once in a while I will. The thing about Lanceros for me is I do agree, makes my fingers look fat, but also I have to slow down my smoking considerably, like my smoking speed. Because if I smoke it at my normal rate, I get the runs on the wrapper really bad.
Yeah.
And so I have to be more conscious of my smoking experience when I'm smoking Lancero or something of that kind of general ring gauge size.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I get that.
So my last one is I smoked the Nestor Miranda Collection Special Edition. I had that out on the patio on Saturday, and great cigar. I like the Nestor Mirandas. That's the, I think, Miami Cigar and Company or whatever. And I got that from I think that came in a Cigar Authority show pack. Probably. But good cigar. I really enjoyed that too.
Awesome.
So is that 3 from both of us?
Yes.
I think it is. Okay. All right. Well, early thoughts on the Corojo Reserva here. I mean, I've smoked the shit out of these.
Yeah, I've had a ton
I'm
of these.
Very familiar with it. You got that
A lot of great flavor, a lot of good strength.
great Corojo spice from it, and the wind has kind of picked up a little bit here, so I'm having to be conscious of that as I'm smoking it, because it kind of is affecting. Like my burn is already kind of being affected by that wind coming through. But anyway, well, why don't we go ahead and get in the socials here? Before I do the socials. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. You know, at some point, I had Pinky sit down with me the other day, and we recorded a ton of Pinky's Fun Facts.
Okay.
So that I could get those in the can and start, bringing that segment back. And I need to get those prepped and ready, because I haven't yet, and so obviously I can't just hit the button and play it until I have it ready. But I need to get in there and edit those up and everything, because I have those for days. It's lots of fun facts.
Those are nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. They're deviant, but that's kind of the show. So
yeah.
But anyway, but while you're over there at mymonthlycigars.com, make sure you check out the fucking good coffee and get yourself some coffee for your morning and all day. Coffee's good all day.
I wish I enjoyed coffee.
I'm not much of a coffee guy either. I don't know. I don't mind it, but I don't get the people that are like, oh my God, I need my coffee. You know what I mean? It's like some people are just fiends about it and whatever. But I do like the Daily Press. That's the official Cigar Pulpit coffee. We went through a nice selection process to come up with that, and it was a good time. And then the Lounge Blend over there at Fucking Good Coffee is a nice complement to your cigars as well. So make sure you pick up some of that. And otherwise, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook with the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group. That's a fun time. You should get in on that.
Yes.
It's a nice private group. You can share photos of what you're smoking and, just kind of generally pick on me. That tends to happen. And then I'm on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it. I don't really do much. I keep forgetting about it. Every once in a while I'll post to it and I'll be like, I should do this more, but it's just not in my regular social media rotation. YouTube, where you can watch this, and then I do need your calls for Ask the Boys. Ask the Boys is coming up at the end of the month. Area code 863-874-0000. And I know the last time you were on, we said that we wanted to hear about cigars that people enjoyed outside. I know at the end of the last episode, Nick Gervais was saying, Nick Gervais said that the listeners need to come up with whatever the porno name for the cigar pulpit would be. Kind of like, shaving Ryan's Privates, the kind of like dirty version of the, what would the porno name for the cigar pulpit be? But anyway, so
that could get interesting.
You can call in your thoughts and suggestions on that on the hotline, area code 863-874-0000.
And hope to see a lot of you in a few days from when this is going to come out.
Yes. It'll be fun. We're going to have a fun time at Pulpit Fest right here on the patio at Top Shooters. So,
they're going to take our chairs.
We'll make it work. We'll smoke them out. Anyway. Well, guys, Mike, unless you have anything else for the betterment of the cause,
No,
I think I'm going to go enjoy my Aladino Corojo Reserva here and
my hard soda.
and your hard soda and enjoy the rest of the afternoon here on the patio at Top Shooters.
Awesome.
All right. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. I think producer Tom should have gone and secured those chairs. He's falling down on his duty. All right. Take it easy, guys.
Have a good one.